In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know before migrating to Webflow in 2026, especially if you're running an enterprise or SaaS website. And we are not just talking theory here at Flowout. We have successfully migrated 70 plus websites, including Builder Prime, who went from slow, plugin heavy WordPress chaos to a lightning fast, easy to manage Webflow setup that boosted performance and conversions overnight. Here's what you'll learn in this video: the exact migration checklist to make sure no data, content or SEO value gets lost. What to expect before, during and after your migration, so you can plan it right. And a real case study breakdown to show how a smooth migration actually looks like in practice. And if you want, you can also follow along with the checklist that you can download below as a PDF. Our Webflow migration playbook. Get it in the link below. By the end of this video, you'll know how to move your website to Webflow confidently without losing sleep, SEO rankings or customers. Let's start with a real-world example, Builder Prime. They are a SaaS company that offers CRM and business management tools for field service teams. When they came to us, their WordPress setup was a total mess. Slow load times, constant plugin issues, broken integrations, you name it. Even simple things like updating content or changing a layout meant looping in developers every single time. And when you're scaling fast, that's not just annoying, it's expensive. So we migrated them to Webflow. And here's what happened. We redesigned the entire website with their users in mind. Not just making it look pretty, but structuring it for conversions and speed. We consolidated all their scattered content, blogs, webinars, podcasts, into one clean resources section. We optimized performance by removing bloated plugins and messy code. Now pages started loading lightning fast and their bounce rate dropped significantly. And we integrated HubSpot directly inside Webflow, which made lead capture and tracking almost effortless. After the migration, Builder Prime's marketing team could finally make updates on their own without developer back and forth and no bottlenecks. The new site ran faster, ranked better, and became a real growth driver for their business. Now that you've seen what's possible, let's break down how you can do the same. Audit and prepare. Before you even think about migrating, you need to do a full audit of your existing site. This is where most migrations go wrong. Companies skip the planning and jump straight into building. That's how you lose pages, break SEO, or forget some random integration that was driving half your leads. So let's do this properly, step by step. Map out everything that exists right now. First, we are going to create a complete inventory of your website. Say something like, okay, what actually lives on this thing? Open up a tool like Screaming Frog and run a crawl of your current domain. That crawl will give you a list of all your pages, blog posts, landing pages, images and media files, PDFs, downloads and other assets. Export that list into a spreadsheet and clean it up a bit. Remove the obvious junk, like tracking or weird parameters. Group URLs into logical buckets: homepage, product pages, blog, resources, legal, and so on. By the end of this step, you should have a single source of truth that shows you everything that needs to be migrated, improved, or killed. Identify what's actually important: SEO and traffic. We don't treat all pages equally. Some pages are just there. Others are doing the hard work. Open Google Search Console and Ahrefs, or whatever SEO tool you're using, and look for pages that get the most organic traffic, pages with backlinks, pages that rank for important keywords. Mark these pages clearly in your spreadsheet. Highlight them, tag them, whatever works for you. These are your do not break, do not lose pages during migration. If you mess this up, you will feel it in your rankings and traffic. List all your integrations and moving parts. Now let's look beyond content. Ask yourself, what tools is the site currently talking to? What breaks if we just unplug WordPress or your legacy CMS tomorrow? Make a list of CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive, whatever you use. Analytics. Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, any extra tracking scripts. Marketing tools, chat widgets, pop-ups, A/B testing tools, heat maps. Automation, Zapier, Make, webhooks, custom scripts. Forms and lead capture. Contact forms, demo request forms, newsletter signups. For each integration, decide keep, we'll reconnect this in Webflow. Replace, we'll swap this for something better or more native. Or delete, this doesn't need to exist anymore. This step alone can clean up a lot of bloat you've been dragging around for years. If you're a SaaS, fast-growing startup, or an established enterprise company ready to stop wasting time hunting for developers and start shipping Webflow work faster, let's make it easy. At Flowout, we've helped 300 plus startups and enterprise companies scale their businesses with Webflow, including Sequoia, Jasper, Riverside, Clearbit, Stripe, and others. You get an entire Webflow team, designers, developers, project managers, without the cost or hassle of hiring in-house. We handle everything: landing pages, full site builds, custom code, integrations, even urgent changes that need to go live overnight. So whether you're scaling a SaaS site, migrating from WordPress, or running enterprise level campaigns, our process is built to plug right into your workflow. Click the link, book a quick demo, and let's turn your Webflow wishlist into reality. Back everything up. Once you've done your audit, back everything up. I know this sounds obvious, but this is the step that people love to skip. Until something breaks, and then suddenly it's, do you have a backup? At minimum, you want a full export of your current CMS content, a copy of your database, if your platform uses one, a backup of your media folder, images, videos, downloads, exports of your SEO data, titles, meta descriptions, alt tags, redirects. If anything goes wrong during migration, you want to be able to say, okay, worst case, we still have everything. Define clear goals and KPIs. Now that you know what you have, it's time to decide why you're migrating. Because we want a prettier site is not a real KPI. Ask yourself and your team, is the main goal faster load times? More control for marketing so you don't need developers for every change? Better SEO performance? Easier content management for a growing content team? More reliable integrations with your tools? Then turn that into real measurable KPIs. For example, reduce average page load time from 4 seconds to under 2 seconds. Cut the time to publish a new landing page from 2 weeks to 2 days. Increase organic traffic by X% in the next 6 to 12 months. These goals are your migration success criteria. If you don't define them now, you might finish the migration and still not know if it actually did anything for the business. So before you even open Webflow, you should have a full inventory of all pages, media and assets, a list of high-value SEO pages you absolutely must protect, a clear overview of all integrations and what happens to them, a complete backup of your current site, and a set of goals and KPIs that define what success looks like. Once you've got that, then you're ready for the fun part. Setting up Webflow and rebuilding things properly. Setting up Webflow. Now, let's talk about setting up your Webflow workspace, or more accurately, how to avoid the biggest disasters that can happen if you pick the wrong partner to do it for you. Because here's the truth, if you're running a SaaS or enterprise company, you're probably not the one rebuilding your sitemap inside Webflow. Your agency or development partner is. And this step, the setup, is where most migrations go off the rails. So let's walk through what can go wrong and what to watch for. Rebuilding your site without understanding your business logic. A lot of agencies will happily jump straight into Webflow and start building pages, but they don't take the time to understand how your site actually works behind the scenes. They will recreate your website visually, but break key data relationships, CMS logic, or workflows that your marketing and content teams depend on. For example, blog categories might not connect properly to blog posts anymore. Resource pages might lose their tags or internal linking. Integrations like HubSpot forms might look right, but stop syncing data. So when you're vetting a partner, ask them this. Can you explain how you'll rebuild our CMS structure and preserve our content relationships? If they can't answer that clearly, walk away. Ignoring scalability in the setup. Some developers build Webflow projects like their small portfolio sites. Great for freelancers, terrible for enterprise teams. You can always tell when this happens because 3 months later, your marketing team can't add a new blog post without breaking a layout, duplicate a landing page without messing up the styling, or update content globally without manually fixing it everywhere. That's because the site wasn't built with scalability and content management in mind. What you want instead is a modular Webflow setup, clean CMS collections, reusable components, formerly symbols, and a clear naming convention like client first or BIM. Ask your agency, do you follow a consistent naming and component system? Can anyone on our team make edits without breaking things? If their answer is, we'll just wing it, you already know how that story ends. Overcomplicating with unnecessary custom code. One of the biggest reasons to move to Webflow is to escape the plugin nightmare. But ironically, some developers bring that chaos right back by adding custom scripts, code embeds, and workarounds everywhere. You'll end up with a beautiful site that breaks when Webflow updates something or can't be edited easily by your marketing team and needs a developer for every small change, which defeats the whole point of migrating in the first place. Ask this before you start. Will this Webflow project be fully editable by our team inside the designer? Or will we need development support for basic changes? If they hesitate, that's your red flag. Not setting up a proper style system. If your partner keeps building a style guide page in Webflow, run, seriously. Without a proper design system, every new page becomes a game of find the right font size or why is this button a slightly different blue. That inconsistency doesn't just look bad, it slows you down. It means every new landing page or content piece requires design Q&A. A good partner will set up a global style guide with typography, color tokens, spacing, and button styles, reusable components for navbars, footers, CTAs, and sections, and a clean class structure that makes scaling easy. This isn't just nice to have, it's the difference between a scalable Webflow setup and one that becomes a maintenance nightmare. No visibility during the build. One last big one, communication. If your partner disappears for 6 weeks and then says, tada, it's done, you're almost guaranteed to find surprises later. Good migrations are collaborative. Your team should see progress inside Webflow as it's being built, reviewing navigation flow, CMS structure, and templates as they are developed. That's how you can catch small issues early before they become major post-launch problems. So set clear expectations up front. We want access to the staging site early, and we'll review structure, navigation, and CMS logic before launch. That single sentence can save you weeks of headaches. Migrating content and SEO. Now comes the fun part, moving everything over. Export your content from your old CMS. If you're on WordPress, that's under Tools and then Export. Import it into Webflow using the CMS import tool. It's super straightforward, even for big sites. Once it's in, go through every page and check the formatting. Make sure images, headings, and spacing look good. This is also your chance to improve your layouts and UX. Don't just copy-paste old problems. Next up, SEO. Migration is where most websites lose their rankings, so this part is crucial. We cannot go too deep in this video because it would take another hour, But overall, set up redirects for all your old URLs so users and Google don't hit dead ends. Copy over your meta titles, descriptions and alt tags manually. Re-upload your sitemap and robots files in Webflow settings. And if you're using structured data, schema, re-add it with custom code embeds. Then reconnect your Google Analytics and Search Console, so all your tracking stays intact from day one. Testing, launch and post-launch. Once everything is imported, it's time to test. And I mean really test. Run a full crawl with Screaming Frog to catch any broken links or missing assets. Then check your speed using a Google Page Speed Insights or Web Page Test. Optimize images, fonts and scripts as needed. Also make sure everything works perfectly on mobile. Webflow gives you full responsive control, so tweak it until it's buttery smooth. Before launch, do a final QA. Review every page, form and integration. Then update your DNS settings to point to Webflow servers and you're live. But don't stop there. After launch, keep monitoring your performance in Google Analytics and Search Console. Update content regularly, experiment with A/B testing, and optimize continuously. That's how you get compounding results. Now, you can migrate your website to Webflow confidently using everything we covered today. And if you follow these steps, you'll end up with a fast, scalable, beautifully built website that your team can finally control. But here's the thing, a perfect migration is just step one. Because the real question isn't just, can my new site run faster? It's, can people actually find it? And in 2026, that doesn't just mean ranking on Google anymore. It means ranking inside ChatGPT, Perplexity and other AI-powered search tools that are starting to replace traditional search. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to rank your Webflow website inside ChatGPT, how these AI search engines pick sources, how to structure your content to be featured, and what kind of SEO strategy you need to stay visible when your customers stop Googling and start chatting. Trust me, if you skip this part, your new website might look amazing, but it's going to be invisible. So click on the next video and let's make sure your Webflow site doesn't just exist online, but dominates the new era of search.